Hi, I'm Ali, and today we're going to be reflecting on Jesus as the Lamb of God. Hundreds of years before Jesus was born, the prophet Isaiah said that Jesus would be led like a lamb to the slaughter. And when John the Baptist actually saw Jesus coming towards him, he said, "Behold the Lamb of God who comes to take away the sin of the world." I don't know if you've noticed, but further down your candle there's another animal which is mentioned as one of the names for Jesus. He's also called the Lion of Judah. And personally, I find a lion a much easier way to imagine God, powerful and majestic. And it just seems so strange that he should also be given this name that's linked to something as tiny and as fragile as a lamb. So in thinking it through, I find it helpful to remember back to the time when God's people, the Israelites, were slaves in Egypt. God, through Moses, had asked Pharaoh many times to let his people go, and each time Pharaoh had refused. And finally God told Pharaoh that night the oldest son in every family in Egypt would die. But he told the Israelites that each family should kill their very best lamb, a lamb with no blemishes, and put some of its blood on their front doors. When God's angel went through Egypt that night, he passed over those houses with the blood on their door frames. He saw the blood and knew that the lamb had died instead of anyone in that home, and that family would be safe. Just as God said, even Pharaoh's son died that night along with many others, and Pharaoh finally said to God's people, "Go and get out of here." So God's people were freed at last. The Bible tells us that we're slaves, not to Pharaoh of course, but to sin and death, and that God had a rescue plan, just like he had for the Israelites. 1 Peter 1 verses 18 to 19 says, "You were saved, not with perishable things, but with the precious blood of Christ, as a spotless, unblemished lamb." So you see, when Jesus died for us on the cross, he was the perfect sacrifice, like that unblemished lamb. And because of the Lamb of God, we can be free. And that's pretty awesome.